Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the American Dream Business Roundtable, and I'm Greg Noe, and my co-host, Kathryn Raaker. We're talking to Anthony Watson about his wonderful product, Bed Bug Eliminator and Mosquito Repellent. And during the break, I had a question that came up. Can I spray this mosquito or the flea version directly on my dog?
Absolutely, it's eco-friendly, and that's one of the reasons why it took so long really to get the formulation just right, because we wanted to make sure that it was pet and child friendly.
Okay,
absolutely.
Are you in Petco or any of the other big wonderful pet places yet?
No, we're not.
We're going to get them there.
Or you may.
That's why. That's
one of the other questions is where they really have a lot of problems are humane associations. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, here, the Warren County Humane Association, I work with them. Those places would be absolutely wonderful places to put the flea and tick product, because when you adopt a pet, you want to make sure that everything's okay with you and with your children being around the pet. So that would be a wonderful, and veterinarians.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
I
could think of that. Of course.
I'm thinking about that. Wow.
Well, especially when you're talking about fleas and ticks. And the other thing is that if you have a flea infestation, especially in your house, in your carpet, you have to get that taken care of.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I didn't learn until earlier this year that there is a disease that you can get. Actually, it's an allergy that you can acquire from a tick bite.
Oh, yes, you can.
I thought I had it. It's called
Lyme disease?
Alpha-gal. It makes you allergic to red meat.
Really?
I don't think I've heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure you didn't get Lyme disease?
Well, that's another one, but
Right.
no,
Makes you
this
allergic to red meat.
Yes.
I'll have to look that one up.
My primary care physician was not aware of that, but when I went into the allergist, oh yeah, you might, you're talking like you might actually have alpha-gal, and they do a blood test for it. And
Did you?
Actually, I don't, but
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but she was explaining the whole thing that it comes from a tick bite. And so there are many diseases that you can get from fleas and ticks and mosquitoes and
you don't want to get Lyme disease. You do not want to get Lyme disease.
Lyme disease is terrible.
Actually, one of my really, really good friends who used to be one of the radio and television people I worked with in New Jersey, actually dengue fever came into New Jersey, and it was actually about a block away from our radio station, and we had to be so careful about it. And she had Lyme disease 3 times.
Really?
Because she used to save.
Do you ever get rid of it, though? I thought once you had Lyme disease, you had it for life.
No, you get it over and over again.
I think it goes, yeah, it can basically, you have it.
It goes into remission or
It's like
something.
shingles. It's like
Exactly.
shingles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
mumps or.
But of course, Lyme disease, it just drains your energy, is my understanding.
Right, right.
It
You're
just
really
makes
sick
you
from
a walking zombie, and have no energy
Right,
to do
right.
anything.
I've never actually known anybody to have it, but I hear it's a pretty nasty
I have.
thing.
It is pretty nasty, and so is dengue fever. You have to be so careful with that.
Right, right,
And,
right, right.
Right.
It's
But I
scary.
wanted to say something about, now, so far, they've not associated bed bugs with any diseases.
Right.
But when you look at the history of, as I mentioned earlier, they had a common ancestor with the mosquito. There's evidence out there that bed bugs do, in fact.
They bite.
Yeah, and will cause
And they hurt,
diseases.
right.
But
Yeah.
again, bed bugs coming back into the United States in particular is relatively only probably about 15 or 20 years
Right.
old, because before DDT was killing, there was an effective insecticide. So we're just now seeing them again. So there's not many studies out there. But there is evidence, growing evidence, that the bed bug does, in fact, cause diseases in the same way that the
Well,
mosquito
I dare
does.
say that any insect that bites has the potential of taking
Absolutely.
some bacteria,
Well, that's the reason.
virus,
That's
and,
right.
and putting it right inside your body.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason why I ask you about the Asian ladybug, because they bite.
Right.
They fly and they bite.
Right.
Ladybugs?
No, that's called the Asian ladybug.
Okay.
Right.
Asian, and they came in from Asia, and we, unfortunately, when we first moved here, they got into where the builder was building into the fireplace area, and it went into our insulation. We actually had to do it ourselves. We had to eliminate them from our house, and nobody wanted to touch them. And they do bite, because I got bit.
Right, right,
And they're just not nasty.
I think you're talking about the no-see-ums.
Yes.
That's what you're-
yeah.
They're
those are-
they're really not nice guys.
Yeah. Well, this
Right.
actually,
over the weekend we were talking about chiggers,
Yeah.
and whether these would keep chiggers from biting.
it does. I don't market it that way, but
Right. Well, anything that bites like a mosquito, you'd
Right.
think that they would repel.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well, I wanted to point out something about tying this back into the business, and from my standpoint as a business consultant, it's not a unique situation where we have to get involved into the details and the minutia of the product line, the service, or whatever. People say, oh, don't you just know about business things? And it's like, oh no, I have to know about organic farming if we have a client who's into indoor farming or organic farming, and we have to get into this kind of stuff so we know how to market it, what the legal ramifications are, all those kinds of things. And so you become kind of a mini expert on all kinds of developing products. Not to the same level as the entrepreneur is.
Right.
I mean, that's what you bring to the table, of
Right.
course, but we couldn't do what we do without having a real good understanding of the product, what it's made of, and all that.
So has the EPA given you the green light on it?
Yes, because the ingredients we use, because they're all natural, they are EPA exempt ingredients.
Well, that's great. That's really important to know, especially when you're marketing it, because that's the first question they ask, right?
Yes,
And that's important. Now you have a 16-ounce bottle,
I do.
too.
Of the bed bug, not the
bed bug.
mosquito.
Right, but the mosquito.
But understand, it's the same chemical,
I know.
just a different label.
Understand that.
Well, sort of.
It's not?
formulated. No, it's
Oh,
formulated differently.
Oh, okay.
That's important to know.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to buy a case of this, how does it come?
It comes in 12 packs of 3.3-ounce bottles,
Right.
and as I said, that the cases is $71.40 a case, and we do offer discounts for
Great.
quantity sales.
Great. Well, that's important because, we were talking during the break about nursing homes and first, second, third, fourth stage living facilities would love this.
Yes. Yeah.
And they all have nurses and doctors that are connected in there. And older people, when they get bit, it can be very scary.
Yes.
Right? Especially when you're taking your mother out that's 94 years old, and you want to make sure she's protected, right?
Right.
Or your father, or whoever it is.
Right.
And because they can get infections just so easily, right?
Right. And I want to just kind of point out that the bed bug spray was originally formulated for nurses going in and out of homes, nurses, doctors, physical therapists. So,
like visiting nurses.
Yeah, visiting nurses. So the whole retail aspect was not my. Wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea.
Motivation?
It wasn't my initial motivation. It was just protecting my people,
Which
my
makes
nurses
sense.
that I work with, the doctors.
Right.
So, and then people saw it and loved it. It kind of went viral, and they said, "Hey, we need some too." So that's why we are today.
And that's important. So we need your website again, your phone number, please.
Okay, great. It's www.acehealthyproducts.com. Phone number is 1-866-891-5338.
Do you have a blog?
I do not.
Okay. All right. We'll talk a little bit about
Okay.
that. And Greg, your website?
The Edgar Allen Group is EDGARALLEN group.com.
And don't forget my other website, which is letsjusttalkradio.com and KathrynRaaker.com, where you can see all of our TV and radio shows. And we'll be right back on American Dream Business Roundtable.